Good evening and welcome to the Stephen Leeson Show, brought to you live from the Scientology Community Centre here in Dublin. And it's my pleasure once again to present the show alongside with Angel.
Thank you so much, thank you.
And happy Easter.
Happy Easter to you.
Everyone.
Happy Good Friday.
Good Friday it is, yeah.
It's a great day.
Our guest tonight is Gary Tiernan, who's a prolific singer and excellent songwriter from Dublin, and his commanding delicate vocals and his tales of love, loss and relationships makes his music memorable, and he sings songs weaving out of genres from folk, rhythm and blues to ballads to acoustic hip-hop. Gary spent the last few years honing his craft, performing in venues around Ireland, and he's toured with many well-known artists such as Aslan, Declan O'Rourke, Paddy Casey, and that's to name but a few. He's also recorded a debut album called In the Heart of Me that's due for release this year. Ladies and gentlemen, will you please welcome Gary Tiernan.
Somewhere in the heart of me, I roam cobblestone streets. And somewhere in the heart of me, I'm a poet and my pen bleeds. And I loved you more than you could know, but I see why you had to go. Something changed, there was a darkness in me. You had to fly, be free. And somewhere on Beale Street, I stroll along as if I belong. And somewhere in this melody is a man, and he's trying to find a song. I loved you more than you could know, but I see why you had to go. Well, something changed, and there was a darkness in me. You had to fly, be free. Well, somewhere on the pale noon sky, I play piano in a bar full of drunks, and the girls dance on stools, and I'm a one-man show. I loved you more than you could know, but I see why you had to go. Well, something changed, there was a darkness in me. You had to fly, be free. Now if you ever come back, and if you ever come back here, and if you ever find your way home, well, if you ever come back, and if you come back here, I keep the fire lighting, just follow the chimney smoke. Well, somewhere in the heart of me, we're still stuck on that train. And somewhere in this heart of mine, I know that I'm to blame. And somewhere in the heart of me, somewhere in the heart of me, somewhere in the heart of me. Thank you very much. everybody's welcome from Facebook land. All the songs I'm going to sing tonight will be from my debut album, In the Heart of Me, and that's the first single that I'm going to release from it. The next song is a song about friendship and kind of the white lies, the meaningful white lies that your parents tell you, that everything will be all right. It's called Beautiful Lies. Pointing sticks at a beehive, we must have been 6 or where we fight. I know you told me that story so many times, counting words on a line, words we rhyme. Mine were for sorrow, days that we spent well, on friendships we borrowed. You said that I would survive, and if I just followed your eyes. Tell me, beautiful woman, tell me beautiful lies. And I pedaled in time, and if I hollowed out your mind, tell me, beautiful woman, tell me more beautiful lies. Throwing stones in the ponds, wear socks in the mud, poems that we wrote and photos we took, and we hid in a matchbox, a time capsule we'll find when we're old. There was love on the ground and the ink in the sky. Well, I was a dream you let die. Now you'll never know. But you said that I would survive if you just followed your eyes. Tell me, beautiful woman, tell me beautiful lies. And I pedaled in time, and if I hollowed out your mind, tell me, beautiful woman, tell me more beautiful lies. Yes, I pedaled in time, and if I hollowed out your mind, tell me, beautiful woman, tell me more beautiful lies. And I fall in when I'm on your side. Fall in when I'm on your side. Fall. Pointing sticks at a beehive, it must have been 6 or where we fight. I know you told me that story so many times. Thank you. I'm gonna get a drink of water and then I'll sing one more song before I head over to Stephen. This will be it's probably my favorite song on the album, just for personal reasons. But it's called "Whisper Down the Rain." And it goes like this. Well, he said that he's peculiar, spends his days in the schoolyard, collecting stones in his pockets, picking up paper and trying to make a little difference in the world. He said he's a danger, always talking to strangers, how he's gonna build himself a rocket, leave this place here to somewhere in space where he'll find someone just like him. You see, time, it has a funny way of making you wait. Life, it has a funny way of making mistakes. Well, I never cried when my mother died. I held it in my bones. People said that that boy is dead inside and he doesn't know, but maybe they were right. You made me feel alive tonight. I'm stuck here on this train. Let's just watch the sky whisper down the rain. Well, they say that he's peculiar, always acting a fool. He never takes a thing seriously. Head stuck in the clouds, wants to be a poet now. How you gonna raise a family with your words? He's too young to know why he cries when it snows. Yeah, pain seldom hurts. Or why he's angry, or why he's bitter, or why he drinks his dad's liquor. You see, time, it has a funny way of making you wait. Life, it has a funny way of making mistakes. Well, I never cried when my mother died. I held it in my bones. And people said that that boy is dead inside and he doesn't know, but well, maybe they were right. You made me feel alive tonight. I'm stuck here on this train. Let's just watch the sky whisper down the rain. When all of that sand, you hold it in your hands with a pocket watch you promise you will keep until you're old. And every single night it sleeps in its place, pretends to be awake until it leaves the place. Now you see, time, it has a funny way of making you wait. Life, it has a funny way of making mistakes. Well, I never cried when my mother died. I held it in my bones. People say that that boy is dead inside and he doesn't know. Well, maybe they were right. Well, you made me feel alive tonight. I'm stuck here on this train, so let's just watch the sky whisper down the rain. Whisper down the rain. Whisper down the rain. Whisper down the rain. Whisper down the rain.
There we have it, Gary Tiernan, and great to have someone like Gary coming on the show with such emotion in the
Yes,
songs.
wonderful emotion in every single song. I can feel it over here.
Yeah, getting into the songs even myself, like, you know, bring a tear to a glass eye, really, like, you know, with the lyrics and
incredible.
But great to have someone coming on and singing original songs on the show.
Yeah.
Gary, come and sit
Gary,
beside us,
thank
and
you so much.
we'll
Thank
have a
you.
chat beside you. You're very welcome.
Cheers, thank you very much. Delighted to be here.
Thank
How are you?
To have you.
Yeah, we're good. Well done. That's very
Thank you,
emotional.
thank you very much.
For us as well, just sitting here.
Yeah.
So look, obviously we're going to go to the beginning of where it all started.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
obviously there's always a start.
There's always a start, has to be, doesn't it?
And I think you're about 8 or 9 years of age, and
Yeah,
you were a big fan of Elvis Presley.
I was indeed, yeah.
And the
Still
song was "It's All Right, Mama,"
Yeah.
which I think really got you started.
In
in a
terms of
bit a way.
performing, I did,
In
like,
performance, yeah.
in terms of like me as my love for music, I was just thinking back there of like, even I remember like age 3, even younger, and just listening to Roy Orbison, and just being like, you know, glued to stereo at the time, and just like having that on repeat, and just feeling myself like even welling up when I was listening to it, you know. So I knew I had a connection to music, and so I just like I was always singing around the house to whoever. You know, my dad was a musician, and he used to force us to listen to him, you know. So he used to sing. He used to, he used to get the whole family laid him out, and it's just like we'd be the audience, you know. And he'd always sing Bob Dylan songs, and
I could hear nearly a touch of Bob Dylan in
there
your
is,
own
but that's the
way
funny
of
thing.
doing
Like,
it as well,
I had an aversion to Bob Dylan because he sang all the songs, and he actually pretended that he wrote some of his songs, which
Right.
was interesting. I grew up and I just never listened to Bob Dylan, never got into him, and then from there, like I just would have went on, and as you touched on the Elvis thing, like I brought in a suit one time to the class in school, and the teacher said, "Do you want to try it on there?" I was like, "Yeah, for the crack." He goes, "Can you sing?" And I said, "Yeah, well, I think I can." So I did, and little did I know, my legs started doing exactly what Elvis would do. And I was doing everything, yeah. So he brought me around the whole school, and I did it, and it was deadly because like he paid me as well. Like I think it was like £2 or something, but it was the first time I had money in my hand for doing something that I loved, you know. And then and he wanted me to go off to the girls' school and do it as well, and I was like, "No, not a chance," you know. So
Okay.
that was the beginning of it, you know. That would have been the beginning of my performance for music, and sure, from then I just went on and.
So what'd you say, you were around 9?
9, it would have been my first performance.
First paid gig?
Yeah, first paid gig, yeah.
That teacher was very proud of you. What do you think?
He was, yeah.
He was trying to
he
show
was a
you.
great teacher. Like, he really influenced music with learning no tin whistles and stuff like that, you know. So, yeah, it was great. And then it was just like, I've been at it ever since. Wrote songs when I was 15. I was talking to you earlier, I wrote a rap album when I was young. And
Tell us about the rap album.
The rap, well, I actually wrote when I was really young. I got mad into Eminem. And I wrote this album for Eminem to send it to him, but it never happened. But years later, I actually, after like a kind of a virus type thing, I lost my voice for like about 4 years, and I couldn't sing. I couldn't sing a single song, and so
Tell us a bit more about that, because I never heard until today when you mentioned that to me earlier. Like, you know, you were saying that. Like you physically lost the voice, and like I've lost it through over singing or when I used to smoke, whatever that. But you lost it for
it was it was a devastating time. But it was a fascinating time as well because I didn't know what was happening. But it led me to get into rap in terms of just I got obsessed with Eminem, and the only kind of songs I was writing at the time would be rap songs, and you know, kind of story based. You know, kind of spoken word type of rap, you know,
as opposed to singing higher notes.
And yeah, that's where that came about. So maybe someday down the road, if this doesn't work out, I'll go into the rap. But for now, it's the singer-songwriter stuff.
You can always send Eminem on those songs.
He's probably watching now. We're friends on Facebook, so it's grand.
Yeah, he's definitely tuned in now.
How did it feel when you realised that your voice was beginning to come back after such a long time?
Yeah, it was. I kind of remember the day because like I literally couldn't sing for 4 years, and then I ended up going to this school, the singing school in Dublin, the Bell Canto singing School of Singing, and I went in there, and he told me that my voice was fine, that like whatever happened initially did affect my voice, but because it went on for so long, that like it would have become an almost a psychological thing, you know.
Yeah.
And just before that happened, were you doing a few gigs and that? Like
yeah, I only started performing, singer-songwriter nights and things like that. Yeah.
Shocking, like it'd be heartbreaking for the
it
voice
was
to go.
Strange, but when I look back now, I realise like it led me into getting into lyrics more and like, you know, deeper meaning of songs, where before I would have like wrote just kind of catchy songs. So, you know, there's always a silver lining, I suppose.
And what did it mean to you when you realised that it's for all of us as singers, and Stephen, you know this as well, it is a physical and mental. It's everything.
It's everything.
Like, it comes from your whole soul when you sing a song.
Yeah, 100%.
So how did you obviously only found that out, I suppose, really when you went.
Well, the voice is something you don't even think about until it's gone. You know, you just take it. You take it for granted. And it was when I first started working with him, and their first lesson, how he kind of got me out of it. He'd have me walking up and down while I was singing, trying to sing, and then he just did something. I remember he just gave me a dig in the arm and stopped me from thinking about it for a second, and my voice just came out for that 1 minute, for one moment.
Yes.
Wow.
And he made me see that once I was completely distracted from it, it will come out. And his whole philosophy was that you get deeper into the story of the song and you bring out your natural voice, like, because sometimes we imitate people when we sing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I was doing that as well. So he kind of led me to find my like Gary Tiernan's voice, you know. And over time, it just started to come back.
Everybody impersonates someone when they're learning.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So that's where I went with that, and then I got back gigging as soon as I could.
Yeah.
Doing open mic sessions and stuff like that. Is that
I started with open mic sessions. It was kind of strange. It was I remember one day my mum came into me and she said, she goes, "You just have to get back singing, Gary. Like, whether you can sing 2 songs, 3 songs, or 10 songs, just you have to get back on the stage." And we're joking around saying that she'd be my manager or whatever. Unfortunately, she passed away a few days later. So, in kind of memory of her, I just booked the gig, one of my friends, Declan Green, he was running
a mutual friend.
Yeah, mutual friend. He was running a night in the Voodoo Lounge, and he asked me to come along. And that was the first night I got on stage. I sang like 10 songs, and so every gig then was just kind of. It was kind of, she was the driving force behind me, so I was doing it for her until it became I was doing it for myself again, you know. And that's where I just did all these singer-songwriter nights and led me down a path where I then support other artists, and I spent a few years just going around touring and stuff like that, you know.
I think you were destined to be a singer-songwriter. And
Yeah.
And your mom kind of gave you that message, didn't she? Like,
it felt that way, yeah.
Yeah.
You do mostly own your own songs, is that right?
Yeah. Well, like, because the
great,
first,
like,
I never learned anyone else's songs. The first song I ever played on guitar, I just wrote a song.
That's brilliant, like, you know.
And then I'd listen to a bit of Paul Simon and stuff like that, and I'd figure them type of songs out. But mostly, yeah, I've always been a singer and a songwriter, yeah.
And I know you were saying during COVID and lockdown and all that your kind of songwriting became really important to you because, you know, like everybody else, we were all feeling lonely, and you were feeling it so much.
I was, yeah.
That you moved in with other people.
That's right, yeah, that's
so
exactly what I did. It was like, I think when lockdown hit, as for everybody, it brings up all this stuff in the past that you kind of hold on to and you don't express. That's what I would have done. I just would have got on with things. And but when you're isolated by yourself, it brings all that to the forefront. And I just decided I rented a room in a house with like 6 other people, and I just brought my guitar, and I just sang to them. We'd have nights, we'd have a few cans, and like, because you weren't allowed out, so like it was just like we'd make the best of it.
Private gig.
Yeah, exactly. And then I ended up writing a lot of this album within those 6 months, and you know, it was like you know, even the lads in the house, like, they would have helped me through a period in my life, and the music it was like a healing within those 6 months. And this album came out, and I would have had an album that I recorded just before lockdown. I was going to tour it, had a tour booked with Aslan, and it just didn't happen, because as it didn't happen for many artists, and I just wasn't happy with it because it wasn't a good representation of who I was. So I stripped it all back and I re-recorded it with a guy called Gavin Glass in the studio, and the whole album is basically just what I'm doing tonight, is just singing into a mic. Every song was like one take, just an expression of the song, and I just went with that, and we brought in string players after it, but nearly every song throughout the album would have been just a one take performance.
You make me feel, I'm sure you feel the same way, Stephen, he makes me feel like he's written every one of those songs. Yeah. Because you're just so immersed in every single lyric, every single line of it. Yeah. It means, like, every line of each song means everything or something to you, you know? Yeah. You're not just singing it, just going through the motions.
And that's the thing, like, I do some gigs where I'll sing other people's songs, and I do it for fun, you know, just because you can get everybody singing and stuff, but it's not the same when you're singing your own songs, and nobody has ever heard a single word of the song. But for me, it's like if you can get a room quiet, listening to songs, words that you've never heard before, and then they come up to you after saying that really resonated with me or something. So that's that's what makes me keep doing it.
If you get an audience who's actually listening, especially to the lyrics, I love lyrics. Like, you know, I was listening to obviously your lyrics there, like, you know, to really, they're really cool, like, you know.
Yeah.
I loved your last song.
That's what I said. It was my favorite song off the record. Yeah. So it's just I feel like I get into that most, you know, and it brings out a bit more in me.
You were doing some touring around before the pandemic.
I was, loads, for about 3 or 4 years I was,
I assume you're planning on maybe doing that again. You were doing support for some bands and stuff like that.
I was, just a few. Like, that's the thing. Like, if you're supporting kind of established artists, you know, you already have an audience there, so you don't have to win anybody over. They're there to hear them. So
of course, Once
they hear the first song, and if you're anyway decent, they'll keep listening to you. You know, so it's a great experience. And I would have released like a debut EP just like on CD, physical format, and I would have sold it at gigs and stuff like that. You know, I wasn't very much into the Spotify side of things. You know, I have to go that way now. I'm being forced.
It's horrible, isn't it? Like, you know, where's the CDs? Read the booklet and all that. Yeah.
But that's what my dream is with this album. Is like, I kind of believe in setting small goals. So like my dream with this album is just to have it on a vinyl. You know, like a physical copy. So that's like my visualization thing, is just to have it. You know, so I'm getting close. The album's mixed, mastered, and everything.
Do it and get a couple printed. You have to do that. Come here. I just have to mention Good Time Films just because I had a phone call.
100%.
And Carl O'Connor in the band, because you supported them. Where was it you supported them?
It was in the Drake Theatre in Blanchardstown. They were putting on a gig and they sold it out, and they asked me to do support.
They sold out as well.
They sold out, and Deco as well. He played, and I used that as a night to promote the release of the EP, and it was deadly. So all the CDs sold out, and I was deadly, and we had a great night after it as well. Yeah.
You expect this new album to be out this year? You just haven't got a
It's
date,
100% going to be out this year. The first song I sang, I'm going to release that next month. Just do a live video for it and release, just throw it up. I just need to do it, you know. I just feel like this is the year where I just need to get out there and stop overthinking it.
You need to put a date on it, and then it'll be done.
Exactly, yeah. That's
the way I get things done.
Yeah.
Like, you know, Look, you're going to sing a few more songs for us, yeah?
100%.
And you're going to do a cover of a Bob Dylan song as well.
Yeah, that my dad wrote.
Oh, well.
I was going to say, did he?
Very good.
Actually, before he goes, I was just going to ask about Aslan. I know Christy had a bit of an influence on you.
100%, he did. Well, I would have grown up knowing him in and out of the house and stuff. He was friends with my dad, and then
I like that.
I would have just dropped around to him and the wife for like a cup of tea for the chats. Like, and I remember years would go by, and his wife Catherine would just say, like, why don't you ever ask Christy for a gig? And I was just like, oh, I don't know, I was like coming around talking to you, like, you know. But she was like, if you don't ask, you're not going to get it, you know. So I remember me like sweating asking for it, but like I was just like, Chris can talk to you, you know. I was like, any chance of a gig? And she was like, yeah, of course, you know. And he helps a lot of young people out and young emerging artists, as does Declan and Paddy, and they really do. They put themselves out there, and they allow artists to have a stage and a voice.
Get Declan in here. We have had Paddy Casey in here, alright.
Yeah, get them all in.
Get them all in, including you.
Exactly.
A whole lot of you.
Get together.
Yeah.
Thanks so much.
No worries.
Thanks for coming on the show. Looking forward to hear these few songs as well, and your dad's one at the end of the
exactly.
You got me there.
Me too. And good luck with the new album.
Cheers. Thank you very much.
Sure, sorry,
have you a website, or is it just social media?
Well, just social media at the moment. I remember years ago when I used to gig, I used to be like, at the end of every gig, I say, find me on GaryTiernan.com, and it doesn't exist. So I don't know why I said that. But you mostly these days, you'll find me on Instagram and Facebook, and that's where
most people are doing it.
And then from there, you'll see what gigs I'm doing, and when I release the album, Spotify, and all that stuff, you know.
Super.
Well
I'll be looking out for it.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Thanks so much.
Thanks, Millie.
Right. Thanks very much, Gary. John back on stage. Yeah, super. Well,
I love that. Some great stories there.
Real down to earth is what I'd say. Like, you know.
Just, you know, lovely man.
Yeah. The lyrics.
I love the thing about Bob Marley, and we were taking him by to his dad's song.
Dylan. You said Bob Marley. You're not going to sing a Bob Marley song. Maybe. We'll hand you back over to Gary Tiernan for the last few songs.
This is a song called Breadcrumbs, and it was inspired by a dream I had about Audrey Hepburn one night. She was looking for a lover. I don't know if that was me or not, but the dream unfolded. It's called Breadcrumbs. Hope you like it. Fire in my mind, walking down Broad Street, leaving this hole down the world behind us. I never thought that I could leave this way. Fire in my soul. This old city carried me like a bag of bones. Neon lights fading away. Lovers fight like lovers do, but you and I, we see it through. I was caught up on my own bourbon and blues, and I followed those breadcrumbs led me to you. Fire in your eyes, and we kissed the night just to set all the stars alight. Well, we made love till they burned out, and in a cafe on the Rebel clock they serve you coffee with something to help you get through the day. And I drink 2 cups and I'm on my way. Lovers fight like lovers do, Yes, we were. There was something in the air. Now pack all your bags, leaving tonight. We're coming back home. Fire in my mind. I was walking down Broad Street, leaving this whole damn world behind us. I never thought that I could leave this way. Thank you. I hope you're clapping at home. I can't hear you. The next one I'm going to do is it's the only song tonight that's not off the album. I wish it was. I wish I wrote it. It's a Bob Dylan cover called Just Like a Woman. It's probably the only cover that my dad never did. So it's probably the reason I'm doing it now. Here we go. If you know it, sing along at home. Well, nobody feels any pain, and tonight I stand inside the rain, and everybody knows baby's got me close, but lately I see her ribbons and her bows are falling from her curls. Well, she takes just like a woman. Yes, she does. She makes love just like a woman. Yes, she does. She aches just like a woman. But she breaks just like a little girl. Queen Mary, she's my friend, and I believe that I will go see her again. Nobody has to guess the baby can't be blessed until she finally sees that she's like all the rest, with her fog, her amphetamines, and her pearl. Well, she takes just like a woman. Yes, she does. She makes love just like a woman. Yes, she does. She aches just like a woman. But she breaks just like a little girl. It was raining from the first. I was dying there of thirst, so I came in here. And your long-time curse hurts, but what is worse is all of this pain in here. I can't stay in here. Ain't it clear that I just don't fit? And I believe that it is time for us to quit. And when we meet again, introduce as friends. Well, don't let on know that you knew me when I was hungry and it was your world. Well, you fake just like a woman. Yeah, you do. You make love just like a woman. Yeah, you do. And you ache just like a woman. But you break just like a little girl. Thank you so much. I was going to play a different song now, and I actually got a request to do this from someone I hope is watching. It's just a good friend of mine. I was out with him last night having a drink, and after a few drinks, he always feels like he should tell you what type of music you should play. But I don't even think he likes my songs, but he does like this one, so I said I'd play it for him. So this is for you, Noel, the second best looking man in Wexford. It's called Wiser. Late nights, half-drunk bottles. The girl sleeps on my guitar. I picked her up from a downtown brothel, and we made love in my girlfriend's car. And she was pretty, I was stupid, but I told her from the start, if Cupid wanted me to love, he never would have missed my heart. And after all this madness ends, I will be a little bit lonelier, a little more insecure, a little bit milder for me, and a little bit older, a little bit bolder, a little bit wilder and free. Silhouettes dance to silence. I don't recall a single face, and just the bodies that made me mindless, and the beat of the barroom bass. I could feel the rush of blood when I walked into the room, and those were nights filled with lust under a drunken rustic moon. After all this madness ends, I will be a little bit lonelier, a little more insecure, a little bit milder for me, and a little bit older, a little bit bolder, a little bit wilder and free. I told you once before, I'll tell you again, I've been a rogue since before we met. I've been down every alley you'd see, and it was just another moment, just another scene. But after all this madness ends, I will be a little bit lonelier, a little more insecure, a little bit milder for me, a little bit older, a little bit bolder, a little bit kinder, I'll see, a little bit crazier, just a little bit hazier, a little more wiser, I'll be. Thank you. Cheers. I'm going to finish up tonight with a song on the piano. I haven't played piano in a while, so we'll see how that goes. It's another single I'm going to release off the record. It's called "Is It Any Wonder?" And yeah, thank you so much for listening. Anyone that tuned in, it's great because I haven't really celebrated the making of this album yet. It's mixed and mastered and ready to go. So this is kind of the first time I've played all these songs for people to listen to back. So thank you so much, and thank you to Angel and Stephen and everyone else here for having me tonight. Cheers. I'm in a new place, in a new room, in a new town, and it's the same moon. It feels strange, you're not around. I spend my nights walking these lone streets with a pocket full of bird seeds. I leave my trail wherever I go. So is it any wonder that I've fallen so? And is it any wonder I've become someone I don't want to know? And is it a surprise in your eyes I'm alone? A tragic romantic, that's what they wrote. And your shadow, it follows me under a dying lamp in the street. Sometimes we talk, sometimes we listen to the rain. And I've wasted my youth trying to find truth. But the truth is I've only found pain. So is it any wonder that I have fallen so? And is it any wonder I become someone I don't want to know? And is it a surprise in your eyes I'm alone? A tragic romantic, that's what they wrote. And I dream of you every night. I dream of you every night. And I dream of you every night. And I dream of you. So is it any wonder that I have fallen so? Is it any wonder I become someone I don't want to know? And is it a surprise in your eyes I'm alone? A tragic romantic, a tragic romantic, a tragic romantic, that's what they wrote. Thank you very much. Cheers.
Thank you, Gary. Unbelievable.
Thank you so much, Gary. We're very emotional here after
The lyrics
listening
in
to
the
those
songs.
lyrics. Yes,
Brilliant.
Just shows in the writing, the songwriting. He's amazing. So we had a great show.
Yeah, delighted to have him. Thanks very much, Gary. As I say, like, you know, it's brilliant. Be looking out for his new album coming out very soon, and man, definitely has a future ahead of him. There's no doubt about it. And I hope it takes off from, as you were saying before the pandemic, he was supposed to be doing a lot of touring and that with Aslan, I think, wasn't he saying?
Yes,
Yeah,
Aslan,
so
yes.
I hope that does take
They'll come
off
back.
again. Yeah,
We
it
might
will.
have them on the show.
Definitely. Yeah,
again.
get them in here. No
So
problem.
I hope you enjoy the show as much as we did tonight. It was a wonderful evening. We had a fantastic evening and day here as well. We'd like to wish you all a happy Easter.
That's right, happy Easter.
Happy Easter, happy bank holiday weekend, happy Good Friday, and we'll see you very, very soon. Thank you very much.
Enjoy.
Good night.
Good night.
Lots of love.